Welcome back. I'm Mayor Westmoreland, and today we have with us Mr. Chris Trusty, our Eagle Mountain City Engineer. Thanks for being with us, Chris.
Thanks, Mayor, for having me. So
it's that time of year. We finally warmed up, starting to dry out a little bit, and so we've got some projects on the horizon or things that are happening. So can you bring us up to date? I know we've got roads, water, and maybe a few other things. What are some big projects that we can anticipate that will benefit us as we drive through the city?
We've got one project to widen Mid-Valley Road in between the junior high and Corey Ryden Memorial Park. So it will go from Sheps Ridge on the west side down to Pony Express, and it will go from a 2-lane road to a 5-lane road with the medians, and should really help accommodate some of the traffic that we see on that road, both for the park and for the junior high. So that's a really exciting project. And we've got a contractor ready to be awarded that bid, and they'll do that work through the summertime.
Nice. That'll make it getting in and out of the school and the park that much nicer, and for some of those residents that live back there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that will be a great project. And we've also had right now, we're soliciting bids for a signal package for some intersections. Probably the biggest one is Woodhaven and Pony Express Parkway.
Woodhaven, yeah, we're looking forward to that one.
And that was a fun project just because of the coordination that had to take place with both Saratoga Springs and Rocky Mountain Power because of the overhead power lines that are in that area. So it was a challenging design work on that, but we've got something where we're trying to solicit the bids and get that project done this summer, fall time.
That one was a little heavier lifting, being that we had to work with Saratoga Springs, and yeah, those power lines did not make it easy either.
Absolutely, yep. That made it a bit of a challenge.
So we've got some other things that are just improvements in intersections.
We also have a traffic signal at Major Street and Eagle Mountain Boulevard, which will help with the widening that we took place on Eagle Mountain Boulevard last year. It will help those residents that live in those subdivisions, and also another traffic signal at Stonebridge and Ranches Parkway, which should help with some of the traffic that we see in that north part of Ranches Parkway. And we also will be lengthening the left turn lane from Pony Express onto northbound Ranches Parkway, which if you ever drive down Pony Express throughout the day, it gets backed up into the drive lane. So I think that would be a great project.
That is another one our commuters will appreciate, trying to get out to 73 from Pony Express there.
Yep, that'll be a good one. With our water projects, we're currently drilling a new well in the city center. So that will be nice. It will help add to our sourcing demands, and we've also been able to award a bid to drill another well near Unity Pass across from our existing well, which the same driller will be doing both wells. So as soon as he's done with this one, he'll move up to that one and begin drilling that one. So we'll have 2 new wells on the city system by next summer.
And those locations are very promising for high output.
Yeah,
good quality water.
We're really excited. The driller's having issues with the one he's drilling right now in the city center because there's too much water. So he's losing circulation, but that's a great problem to have when you're trying to find water. So, and we expect the other one to be our best producing well when that one's drilled.
Yeah, so not far from there is what we refer to as well 1, which is historically has been one of our higher producing wells, and that one's been it's been getting updated because we've had it a long time, so it needed some improvements.
Yes, absolutely. Maintaining our existing wells is important to make sure they're all up and working appropriately when we need it, when we get the summer months and we get those demands hitting the city.
So yeah, managing that water is always a little bit of a challenge because just because you flip the switch doesn't mean that everything comes on right when you anticipate. So it's good to have backups and options there. And well, speaking of that too, in addition to these wells, we'll be adding tanks. Is that right?
We'll be adding some tanks. Yes, we're planning on building at least 1 tank. Probably 2 tanks over the next 2 years to add additional storage to the system too. It's all part of how much water can we pull out of the ground, and then how do we store it so that it's there available for residents when they need it.
Yeah, those tanks really, as I understand it, are really kind of a buffer so that the pumps aren't running continuously. We can fill up those tanks, especially overnight, and then they get
They're
drained.
drawn down.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can watch them. They're filled up during the day, and then residents usually water at night, and so you can just see the levels drop, and then you fill them back up again, and you repeat it every day. So it's
okay.
a fun cycle.
Very good. Water, roads. One area that's been a little bit of concern was some striping issues out on Eagle Mountain Boulevard.
Right, that was an issue we've had. The striping that they put down last year, it was cold when they did it. It was a little bit dirty. And then we just never had temperatures to try to restripe it. So now that we're warming up, we've already notified the contractor that he needs to get that completed, and we expect that to be done hopefully within the next week or so.
Great. We'll look forward to that. In planning these budgets for these projects, what we're all experiencing in the city and outside of the city is prices keep going up, and so we have to adapt and make things work. And that's something we ran into with the proposed project of putting a signal in at Eagle Mountain Boulevard and Pony Express. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, we had a design in place that we've had for a while. We took it out. We only got one proposal back, and it was about twice what we had budgeted for that signal originally. So the thought is, let's step back and maybe see if we can't come at it from a different angle to see if there's a way that we can do it a little bit more economically. Maybe pair it with some other project that might give us some economy of scale, or seek some additional funding for it that might be from outside the city. So,
Okay, well, we'll look forward to see how all that works out. So before we go, is there any other major projects that we should be aware of?
there is another project I'd like to mention. Is we've got an existing water line in Cedar Pass Ranch that has failed a couple times, damaging residents in that area over the last couple of years, and we did do a redesign to replace that line, and we'll have a bid award at our next city council meeting to get that line replaced.
That's a big deal because, yeah, you don't want those water lines breaking for a number of reasons. They wreak havoc on property and the water loss and the repairs. But now that line, the reason it's had issues is because if I'm remembering correctly, it's probably older than the city.
It probably is older than the city. It's been here for quite a while. It was done before this was a city. I'm not sure exactly what standards it was built to, because it wasn't really thought to be, I think, a long-term facility for the city. So I'm excited that we can get that redone and get a better product for our residents.
All right. Well, Chris, thank you for being with us, and thanks for that update. And we'll look forward to these improvements over the summer, and we'll keep going, making Eagle Mountain a better city all the time.
Sounds great. Thanks, Mayor.
All right. Thank you. And thank you for joining us. And we will look forward to seeing you again next time.